Hello, welcome back. Oh, Björn is here. That's good. We can ask him about stuff. Wait, let me just see if we can ask the computer something. How are you, Ilya? Ilya is here right now. Apologies, your default operator is currently not available. If you wish for a new operator, please use the menu in the main terminal. From the settings menu, toggle the primary contact to backup operator. Can I do that? No. Alright. Nothing more to say. So, we can ask about the whistling, or well, Lucas is not here right now, so that's bad. Let's see. Let's start with Björn. Björn Johnson. Björn's shoulders are slumped and he sits down with a deflated sigh. He pulls at a thread on his sleeve, then grunts and shakes his head. Hello. I'm glad to see you, Paul. I'm not causing bother by coming here, am I? I have your back. You're going to beat this murder charge. I appreciate that, Paul. I really do. Anytime. Björn opens his mouth, then his words stall. He shrugs, like there's nothing left. It might take some time before he will open up again. You want a drink? Can you tell me what happened that night? What do you mean by the machine? Machine? How's Lucas? How's your family dealing with this? Right. You have a brother here, right? Okay. Does he have to be in a bad mood is the question. Let's start. Can you tell me what happened that night? What does it matter? There's no point going over it. Fighting just makes it worse. I'm done. End of the line for me, Paul. This city burns up people like me. We're fuel for the machine. Björn is severely depressed. The right drink might help settle his nerves and loosen him enough to let you help him. Okay, so he has to be in a good mood. Let's get your favorite here then. And then we'll ask again. I wonder if he knows someone who's whistling. I also have to ask him about the alibi. If Lucas is not here, I can ask him. Alright, again. Björn stares blankly. He looks defeated. But then you see, perhaps, a glimmer in his eye. Hope remains. I just made mistake after mistake. Going to the party with Lucas, then believing that damn message on my portogram. I was a damn fool. Portogram? Message. Tell me about the message. Yeah, sure. Björn pulls a small device out of his pocket and holds it out so you can read the last message received. 11:30. Location, a furnace, steel mill. We must talk. PL? Pietro Lombardo. Aye, seems that way. There was an issue at work, union stuff. I assumed it was dead. I left the party and went to the steel mill straight away. I looked for my contact by the main furnace, but okay. So the culprit killed Pietro Lombardi, and then from his messenger he called Björn to the mill, where he also killed someone else. Is my assumption for now. Björn closes his eyes and shakes his head, his fists clenched, knuckles white. It all happened so damn fast. Just tell me what you do remember. It was dark cause they dropped the shop lights at night. I stumbled through the west gate, and as I walk past the pillar I get slugged in the gut, hard. I double over, heard the gate close behind me. It deadlocks. Catch my breath. I've been hit harder than that, but not much. Can barely see the big bastard in the gloom, but I try to get space, give him a good shove. Reach for the gate, but the lock is set, so he grabs me again. Oh no, did you kill him? Never lost a fight on my path, but I was losing this one. And this was different. This guy, he had done this before, beaten men to death. Can't believe I found a dumbing hammer in the dark. I was going to use it on a lock, I swear. Uh-oh. Björn takes a deep breath. You already know what he will say next. Swung as hard as I could, like my life depended on it. I could swing like that 100 times and never make contact so perfectly. Right in the head I hit him, cracked like a fucking egg. What happened after that? It's all a blur. Don't remember how long I stood there. I don't even remember dropping the hammer. All I know is that when I came to my senses, all I could think of was Lucas. So you killed the second victim? He always knows what to do. I didn't know who else to turn to, so I found a phone, called him and just sat there waiting. Oh no, Lucas knows? When he finally arrived, he knew it was bad. Really bad. Insisted we get rid of the body. I just numbly followed his lead. We threw it in a furnace and went home. So you didn't check his identity? Did the attacker have a portogram? I didn't think to check. If he did, must have ended up in the furnace. Oh god, guys! What next? Lucas was frantic, and he was worried that no one would believe I was innocent. Well, not that innocent anymore, are you? Neither of us slept that night. Well, I mean, I guess self-defense is a thing. I think he knew it was wrong. It was the wrong decision, but it was too late. The deck was stacked against us, so we just sat there waiting. Of course, the police quickly found us and asked me to come to the station. You already know the rest. Looking at me now, you wouldn't guess I was in a fight for my life, right? Never bruised easily, and that's not exactly helping my case now. Still, it's a relief to tell this to someone who might believe me. Thanks for listening, Paul. What do you think of me now? Less, I reckon. You acted in self-defense. I appreciate it, Paul. I hope the court feels the same, but I doubt it. It's better for me to die in a jail cell than on the battlefield, I suppose. Still, never imagined life in Bukovi would turn out like this. We'll do everything we can to prove your innocence. Well, for the first murder, I guess. Alright. So the alibi was because of that. And the killer is dead. How can we... Okay, this is going to be hard. For now. Okay, let me ask questions first then. How's your family dealing with this? My mom doesn't know. My brothers will all be back with us soon enough. Your brother moved back out. Hanstom left yesterday morning. The journey will take a few days. Will he be okay? I don't want to tempt fate, but I think he will. How did he turn it around? Funny enough, I was hearing that I got into a scuffle that set him right. You were in a fight. Well, what the fuck? We know he was in a fight. Not exactly. It's not a big deal, but I heard a fella. Anstrom had something to prove with all that brawling, but now he's lost a brother and learned a lesson. He's no fool. He sees that fighting doesn't solve anything. Even if you win the fight and you beat the bad guys, nothing comes of it. Violence is for the people who aren't brave enough to face the problems of the world or the broken things inside themselves. What will he do? Go back to Maw, keep his head down and try to dodge the draft. If need be, he'll lose a finger and a thresher at his farm. He won't be crippled too bad, but he won't be able to hold a musket either. Was that his idea? No, mine. And the lad's brave enough to do it. He doesn't want to hurt anyone, and having to kill terrifies him. He'll do what needs done. Ew. I don't think I would be able to do it. How do you feel about that? I'm content that when I'm away, he'll be alright, eventually. Despite everything happening, it's good to see your face fall. I know. How's Lucas? What do you mean by the machine? I actually want to ask about the whistling. You're a smart one, I can't deny it, to pick up on a detail like that. So the man in the confessional was surely the murderer. Once Lacey hears your voice, he'll be able to prove you're innocent. I'm grateful that you believe in me, Bartender, But do you think he'd be willing to speak to me? I'm sure I can talk him around. Should get myself home. Okay. See you then. I had more questions, but sure, just leave. Who can I ask next? Aye. We could ask about the argument. Clara. I don't think I've done that before, did I? Okay, we'll just start on the right. But, no? Do you know the operator of the STIC? Yes, and I confess I'm fond of the young lady, even if she is a Rusalkan and has vodka for breakfast. I used to think Rusalka was a proud nation, staunch and hardy, but I fear that no matter where people hail from these days, standards of civility and manners have gone down everywhere else in the world. Nonetheless, I adore the young lady's incessant questions about Saran culture and history. Can't imagine a better match than Ilya and I for two eager conversationalists. I guess he's not that racist. He's just against his culture getting diminished and yeah, too many immigrants. She never runs out of questions about Bukovi, and I never tire of them. Quite so. She has a hunger for knowledge that cannot be sated, and I have a desire to expound on Saran culture that cannot be exhausted. In our time, I must confess she has taught me a thing or two as well. Did you know that in Rusalka there are towns where the snow never melts? All year round, all white. Blindingly so. Can you imagine? And in the north, you can witness the aurora. My wife always wanted to witness an aurora. I've only seen illustrations in books. To see it with your own eyes. I digress. But the girl, Ilya, truly a delight. You know, Fengbayan often debate the future of Bukovi's youth. She is hopeful the youngsters will make the world better, but I have my doubts. But if we had more youngsters like Ilya, maybe we could hope for a better world for our children. I mean, children in a metaphorical sense, of course. Of course. Let's get you your drink. The dry war. And then we are like besties then. After this drink. I think. You're the third person who has full affection. I think Killian and was it Olivia? I ask one more question and then I keep one for later. Do you know someone who whistles? Beatrice Murder spoke to Father Lacey. Seems the moment of truth is at hand. I hope you are prepared to pragmatically accept his verdict and the truth. There will be no gloating from me. I take no pleasure in seeing you betrayed by someone you fought to defend, even if it was against my better judgment. I only tried to shield you from that. I am sorry. Lacey will prove Björn's innocence. Just you watch. Okay, sit down. You're just, like, judging the whole case. You have no information for me. Evening again, barkeep. Hello, hello. I noticed you're looking at the bar's decor. Do you like it? Do you ever miss home? The bar's decor. Oh, I was more so admiring the architecture. One of the best ways to learn about how the world once was is to look at how the world is now. This basement clearly has a rich history. You can tell from the cornicing that the speakeasy and the library above was once a municipal building. You and Vincent must get on. We do, but I feel talking with him for hours on end about cornicing is not really the kind of socializing my parents always wanted me to engage in. Is Still, we do also talk about culture. Vincent was asking me about instruments from Osaka, but I actually prefer Saran folk music. I'm half Ortolian, but I don't have many traditional instruments either. I prefer a lot of things about Saran culture, that's why I came here. Really? Yes, Vincent has been a great tour guide through Saran culture. First he was a bit wary of me, as he is with most foreigners, but that faded when I asked him about ancient Saran architecture. I guess you could say, although we had our differences, that's ancient history. Do you get it? Do you understand my joke? Sure. I get it, very funny. What? Really? Well, I mean, I am a fan of word puns. So, sure. Right, nice one, great. Anyway, I really am fascinated by history. When I get bored of one subject, I can always switch. What subjects are you interested in now? Oh, for a while, Vincent was taking me through the history of Bukovi roofing materials. You know, we'd go on a walk to that bakery he likes, even though I don't really care about cakes. He would go on about them, so I would eat one and pretend I loved it too. And he'd talk about tiled roofs and sloped roofs and the old thatched roofs and... Anyway, Vincent and I found it interesting. Now though, I think I'd like to learn more about this building and have some drinks while I look around. Sure. Sure. Let's get you your drink. Oh wait, I don't have your favorite yet. What is your favorite? I already asked that, but let me just ask again. Wait. Something sweet. I already gave you the sweetest we have. So, what is left? Well, this one. Can you drink that? Yes, you can. For a beginner, her alcohol tolerance is quite high. How old is she? In her 20s, maybe? Again, only satisfactory. Well, that's okay. Let me ask you, do you know someone who whistles? If it was one of those popular tunes they play on the radio programs, you could say maybe both men heard it on the radio today. But it was an old melody. Please tell me if I get stuck chatting about the same subject for too long. I do that a lot. That's it? What about... What do you know about Petru, maybe? No information, okay. Let me ask, do you ever miss home? Sometimes, yes. I have fond memories of my childhood in Rusaka. Solza is a small village with harsh winters and cold summers. My grandmother ran the local library, so I spent all my free time surrounded by books and old women chattering about the weather. People were very warm and close-knit, always coming together for coffee or chat. I did miss that after I left, being surrounded by it. Traveling there always felt like I was diving back into the past. Transport is old and rickety. The streets full of potholes, the buildings still riddled with bullet holes from the war. Do you still go there? Not really. These days I have no more reason to. Neither of my parents are still alive, and the library was sold after my grandmother passed. Oh, wow. That's sad. Besides, my interests have drawn me here, to Bukovi. It's fascinating how much Saran culture has evolved since the age of prosperity. How much it continues to change year by year. Not like my hometown, forever frozen in time. Bukovi's my home now. At least until my interest pulls me away somewhere else, I guess. You'll always be welcome here. Let me see, is there anything... I don't really have anything. It was brave of us to stick around and get a glimpse. Or foolish. It's interesting how our judgment of a decision is so affected by the outcome. Guess that's just how our minds work. Okay, sit down. There's still one more action I can do, but let me just... Clara? Hey again? Yeah, I already asked that one. So, can I get your favorite? Last time I made a mistake and got her... Like, got her drunk and then asked the same question. Again. Which I didn't remember. That's good. Alright, let's see. Someone attacked Björn? Who would be foolish enough to try that? He's like a shaved bear. Well, except for his face. That's it. False alibi? Poor Lucas. I hope that starchy detective isn't going to get on his case about it. He was just trying to help. Starchy? You know what I mean. He's crustier than a sack of crispy rice puffs. Sure, cops aren't easygoing, but even for the Bukovi's PD, he's a stale slice of brown bread. He grows on you, he's doing his best. Well, I mean, sure. Should I agree just to get her to like me? Sure. Oh. I thought our friendship would rise, but no. Boy, am I glad I caught that whistling. So Father Lacey sat next to some serial killer? I'm surprised he didn't have a heart attack on the spot. Me too. I hope they find him soon. Hopefully it's not Björn. But if so, the idea that this guy is still out there gives me the heebie-jeebies. Me too. Okay. One more action left. I don't know what to do. Maria Popper? Let's get you a drink out of the way. There you go. And then we'll ask about... I mean, what can we ask? She's just like moral support for Clara, I guess. She has no connection to the case. Except for Clara. Do you know a tune? The killer asked for permission at a confession to kill? That can't be Björn. This doesn't add up. I've seen evil, looked it in the eye and spoke to it. I didn't know then, but I'm wiser now. I'd recognize it anywhere. I hope you're right. He was set up. Okay, you don't know anything? Oh no, wait. Can we ask? I didn't really want to ask again. Okay, there's nothing really I can ask her. So let me get Hugo first. So we know something about the setup. So he did kill the second victim. I figured he would confess sooner or later. It was self-defense. So he claims. Does Björn expect us to believe Pedro lured him out there to die, only to be killed himself that same night? Two betrayals is not very elegant, is it? And I assure you read the time of the message correctly. Something about this just doesn't line up. Wait, what was it? 11:30, right? 11:30. When did the murder occur again? Passed away around 11. Around 11? 11? That could still be possible if the mill is right next door. Oh! Well, I mean, I already guessed that it was not Pedro who called him, but someone else from Pedro's device, as I said before. So, at 11:30, of course, Pedro was already dead. Which makes sense. Or he was framed, and it was not really Pedro Lombardo. No. That's okay. We can connect those points. Okay, so I'll just set up my last questions, my last actions by asking everything. It would be simple to prove Pedro's portogram sent a message, but you have to wonder why Pedro even carried one. What do you mean? Portograms receive or relay short messages using radio transmitters. I can understand Björn being contacted to cover shifts, but a politician with office hours and a phone? It's a little unusual. I see. Okay. Next one. What can we ask about you? The argument? I've told you all I know, Bartena. I have no idea what they argued about or where he snuck off to, but I have a feeling Lucas does. You're probably right. Alright, then we'll ask Lucas. Didn't he tell us about the argument in the first place? Please don't be too hard on Mr. Crown. Sounds like he only wanted to protect the person he cares about. Just hope he didn't sidetrack the detective's investigation too much. Thankfully not. Oh, we still have 2 actions. Well, we have 2 more. Something's upset the priest? Oh man. Hopefully it's nothing serious. I didn't get the impression he was very resilient. You know him? Not well. I don't attend church much. Alina always despised it. Probably on account of her mother. I never felt much of a pull myself. I've spoken to Father Lazy here at the nightcap, though. Whenever he wasn't too drunk and dour, he's surprisingly well read. A shame he couldn't find more solace in literature. I hope you can help him. I hope so too. The last one. Something upset the priest? Okay, it's the same. Last action. Yeah, I remember Lacey from the old days in a nightcap. Poor guy. Dropping his toast butter side down would be enough to set off a crisis. I wouldn't worry about it. I have the doubt there was anything important. Gotta get home, sure. Let's see. Is there anything else? Well, we know the killer was the same. Same tune. I agree. It's unlikely to have been a mere coincidence. Björn has a rather distinct accent, doesn't he? Wait, do we know the tune? Like, no one ever said that they whistled the same tune, did they? Well, we just assume it is the same one, but still. Lacey should be able to confirm whether or not he's our man with but a single conversation. Easier said than done. Surely a priest would be able to muster up some courage to defend a potential innocent man. If not, this is where you work your magic, partner. I do my best. Oh wait, I'll talk about the false alibi. Should have known. He's lucky I have compassion for fool in love. We've all been there. I won't charge him for obstruction of justice, but he's on thin ice after this. You've been in love? Don't sound so surprised. Alright, that's it for today. I'm thinking about just continuing, actually. There was not much I can find out here. The only thing we know is this. 2 birds, 1 stone. Petro was already dead when Björn received a message from his portogram. If Björn is telling the truth, that means his attacker was also Petro's killer. Sadly, the body can no longer be identified. We need to find another way to find the killer's identity. Oh god, what did you guys do? Why not check the dead body beforehand? Who it is? Before you kill, before you destroy all the evidence. Is there anything else? I guess this one we don't need anymore. We got this one out of it. Björn's alibi is also wrong. Okay, we asked about the argument more. So we asked Lucas about the argument. We'll ask Lacey about speaking to Björn. We have to ask I think nothing more. Right? Burned in the furnace, we know what. Well, he told us very quickly what happened. Kinda too quickly, I feel. But okay, so we have to find a way to identify the killer. And we cannot identify the killer with the whistling, I guess. Alright. Yeah, I still, since it's already been a half an hour, I'll just end it here and then I'll see you in the next one. See you then. Bye bye.